Alright, so today I'm going to be playing Devil Survivor 2, which is this is the DS version, not the enhanced 3DS version, sequel to Devil Survivor 1, which was a pretty good strategy RPG overall. It had a lot of complex depth to it, even if it got really unbalanced towards the end, and had a lot of annoying things about it. This is actually not my first time completely through the game. I actually have played 5 hours of this game, but unfortunately, I accidentally got someone killed, and that made me feel like shit. And so I felt like, hey, you know what? I might as well let's play the rest of this game. So as it opens up, you can see that it's very visual novel-y, like a lot of RPGs these days. It was easy to do on the DS because, hey, how's the exam? We'll make our main character a little more humble, because, I don't know, I don't like making my main character seem like an asshole, even though that would be funny. Because, I don't know, it usually doesn't do much, and it's not really that funny. So, whatever. And plus, I'm not an asshole usually to other people, so I guess I just don't feel right doing it. So I'm boring in that sense. But yeah, having sprites or whatever is much easier. Doing this kind of storytelling is much easier. I don't know even how people like it. They probably think it's really, really boring, though. A lot of people, they probably think it's, it's kind of lazy even. I don't know if people would prefer these kind of not even really sprites, just kind of pictures or whatever. Well, they're sprites. There's something. Okay, of course. Yeah, actually, you get a lot more choices in this game in terms of dialogue than you did in Devil Survivor 1, which is kind of fun, although it seems like most of the choices are kind of pointless. It doesn't really seem to add a whole lot to the game, but I guess it's nice because it makes it seem just a little more Alright, so yeah, this beginning is, let me get the mouse out of the way in case that's there. Let's enter our name. Let's have it Nikaya. I'm not gonna spin. I'm just gonna use the same name I used last time. Oh, I have a mouse. That's probably one of the. I know you can sort of use the. So is this my first name or last name? Whatever. First name. Okay. So let's take off caps because we don't need people shouting at us every time. I like the name Yuri a lot. I tend to use it. I either use the name Yuri, Zephyr, or Callus, which is the name I use in a lot of. If I ever play an online game, MMO or whatever, I always use the name Callus. But if you've ever played Baten Kaitos, it's not based on him. I actually started using it before that. I use it with 2 L's instead of 1 L, like Callus, unlike Callus from Baten Kaitos. Lame name, Yuri Kiri. It rhymes though. Very lame name, very unoriginal name, but whatever. I usually don't. This is also what I called the Persona 3 main character when I played. So do I want a male or a female? Well, the female seems like she has bunny ears. I went with the male last time, so let's go with the female this time. Hopefully I won't screw up on saving someone in this game. Whoa, I already regret my choice, but she looks way funkier than I thought. The male looks normal, except he looks kind of cool, but oh god. So she's basically like the Elizabeth of the game. Devil Survivor 1 was actually pretty good at getting you into it very fast. I thought the pacing was pretty good overall, and that sense of survival was really good. In this game, it's nowhere near as apparent, even though it's more global in scale. It's pretty scary. It's more global in scale, but unfortunately, it's nowhere near as tense, I have to say, because I don't know, the first game had a lot more psychological aspects to it. Not that it was anything too in-depth, but it was enough, I had to say. It definitely was enough to let the pacing of the game work and to keep the situation interesting. But I think this game obviously has much better gameplay because they improved on a lot of things with the battle system. They added the Demon Compendium, which was a huge oversight that the first game didn't have. I don't know why the first game didn't have it. We didn't buy. I might still be playing Fairy Fencer F as a little bit too, but I really wanted to beat this game before I have Fire Emblem left to play, Fire Emblem New Awakening, and my girlfriend Sammy's been wanting me to play it, but I wanted to play this game first, even though this game is extremely similar to Devil Survivor 1, almost identical. It feels like it has a different story, it has different maps, it has the exact same combat for the most part, and it just feels like basically an update. So they don't really need to make a Devil Survivor 3, if you ask me. We start work. Nope, nothing you can do about it. The characters in this game, I think, have a little, I don't know so far, but they seem to be ever so slightly better written than the characters in Devil Survivor 1. Not to say they're going to be much, because obviously this is not a full-fledged visual novel experience, and plus it wants to keep that pacing up, and many visual novels have terrible pacing. And quite honestly, I've gotten to the point where, let's go ahead and save it. I've gotten to the point where, okay, let's go back and let's go ahead and do that first battle. Can't do anything else. What the fuck was I even talking about? I already forgot. Short-term memory. Oh, jeez. See something? Bob Tear. Yeah. So she'll be technically the main character's, I think, main love interest. I think you can basically pair them up with multiple girls, but I think and that's what we're probably just gonna do. We'll probably just go for Io. She's probably a lot more tolerable than Yuzu for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like Yuzu because, she did not take that situation too well, but she didn't take it as awful. I think people exaggerated how poorly she took it. She was still willing to fight. I thought her character was actually fairly realistic. I did not mind her character. And maybe it's because and that might be a bad mindset, because I've dealt with far more annoying characters in visual novels. It's just, you have no idea. So, Yuzu was nothing in comparison, so maybe I'm just desensitized to it. So, Daichi just goes for anything with a pair of boobs. That's just him in a nutshell. He's not as likable as Atsuro, I believe, at all. There's no voice acting in this version of the game, but I don't really care. I remember listening to Devil Survivor 1's voice acting, and while Atsuro was good, I think I just don't think the director really cared. I think he kind of rushed it, which is kind of a shame, because, not like the dialogue is very great in the first place, so You know, this isn't the kind of dialogue that sounds very good when you voice act it. You can kind of point out the flaws a little more, and it's hard to deliver the lines naturally. I mean, how do you say, yikes, that was freaky? Yikes, that was freaky. Yeah, it's just, it's possible, but it's difficult when the dialogue is like this. It's kind of better to just leave it to your imagination for this. Look at EO. Jesus. Yeah. Her chest just looks kind of strange, I gotta say. Just kind of balloons out and then doesn't really, it's not really fully plump or whatever. So you get a lot of choices in this game. So we see the little death clip thing, which is the equivalent of the death clock in the original. Instead of the death clock, which basically said how many days you have left to die, you didn't know how you would die. Instead, in this game, you're shown how you die, but you gotta avoid it. Personally, I think the death clock was much more effective because it kept that tension up because you didn't know what was coming. It was much in the same way in Tui. You knew that you had a limited amount of days or whatever, and you had a limited amount of time. In terms of the story, you didn't actually have a limited amount of time. But here it's like, it just shows you what could possibly happen. I mean, I guess the difference is you don't know how that situation comes about, so that's kind of tense, but it doesn't work quite as well. It's not a bad concept though, and quite honestly, in the JRPG world, at least it's original. It's like the clip. Oh, yes. Oh my god, the DS can't handle this shit. I can't even believe they were able to put this on the DS. I wonder how many frames this is. It's probably not even... The normal frame rate for videos is 24. I bet this is not that. It might be. Maybe they compressed the video so much that they were able to do that. Main character just stares blankly. Yeah, so happy. I got crushed by a train. Yes, let me die. Yes, don't be ridiculous, Tico. We got a game to play. You know, I didn't pay how much I paid for this game, like $30 for nothing. I'm playing it on emulator, but I do actually own the game. So, I think that's legal when you're allowed to play it on an emulator as long as you actually own the game and the console. It's just so much easier to record this way, though. If this was a visual novel, you don't want to know how long this would have taken to get to this point. Probably like at least 2 hours. That's how slow-paced visual novels, that's how badly paced they are. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. You would have had a full, like, 10-minute introduction, or 20-minute introduction even, to Daichi's character, and at least 10 to 15 minutes for Io. That's the visual novel norm. And some people like that, but for a story game, it is not a good idea to do that. For Karage, it's fine, but for... Let's fight! Yeah! Let's get 'em! So, one nice thing about this game is, well, fuck, I can't. It's not right now. It's not happening right now. But, I'll show later. Bam. Well, so we get the extra turn system again, which is somewhat similar to Persona's extra turn with knockdown, except you can't continually get extra turns. You can only get one per battle. Alright. Yes, they're really, really going to kill us. So, much in the Shin Megami tradition, once you get demons, you know, you don't ever get that attached to any individual demon, which it might be a weakness because eventually they become outdated and then you just fuse better demons later. So I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing, but at least in this game, because you're given the compendium, you can technically get early traits that might be beneficial from the lesser demons and fuse them into other demons to make a really strong demon with the traits of the lesser demons that you like. But most of the time, lesser demons don't have great traits. So, yes, if you press N, you will get a game over on the first battle in the game, which would be sad. So, in this game, it... level up twice? Okay. And by the way, I'm going with a strength build. That's what I did in the first game. I don't know if it's quite as useful as the first game. Strength is like broken almost. We did it. We might survive this yet, Daichi. Wouldn't that be nice if we survived? Anyway, I'll let the other two kill. Let's see, can I go, so let's see if I can go to config. Okay, so we're gonna make the movement fast, because that is one, I don't think the first game had that, I don't believe it did. I recently beat that first game this year, and it was a nice game, but I did hate how much extra grinding I had to do at the end of the game, because I needed certain demon skills to make that the final boss easier. Because the final boss, the thing is, the battles in this game get quite long, but you're not sure what abilities the bosses might have, so, you know, you might have to do the whole battle and realize, oh, you need this ability to fight the boss, because, you know, it's like it's got this crap on it that you didn't know about, so you'll lose to it because you didn't know you had that. That's the difference between RPGs and action games. It's all about the preparation. It's not about reflexes or skill, it's about the preparation. That's what determines the whole victory and losing in an RPG. Now this game does something I'm not sure is a smart idea. But I'll explain that a little later. It does something with the battle system that I'll explain a little later that I'm not sure is a smart idea. So we got 3 demons, whoop-de-woo. I'll fuse them and they'll be gone later. Ooh, level up, so everyone's level 3. It's always funny when you're at level 1 and then you go to level 2 immediately. In some older games, you know, you would have to try to get to level 2. You know, the first level would be hell. Even the first 3 levels would be hell. Are you safe? But yeah, he is a little more endearing than Yuzu, I would say. I think a lot of people would probably describe her as quite boring, though, and I wouldn't be surprised, because she kinda is, but I don't know, I could still like a boring character if I feel like they're appealing enough. That's why I like Karagaze. And then... I don't know, Daichi. We're just gonna have to deal with it, because I'm the stoic main character and I can handle this shit. Main character is just so calm and collected. So calm and collected. What a wonderful guy. Because he's me! I don't know, I wonder if Shin Megami Tensei people, I wonder if they'll ever make a voiced main character or a talking main character. They did a really good job with Atlas or whatever. They did a really good job with Vincent and Catherine. So... Anyway, we're gonna stop here for right now because someone's calling me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.